So, I'm dealing with some emergency room stuff, but it brought back a memory of when I was in another emergency room and I brought my work keys in. So I have this half an inch knife, it's just keychain, packaging. It's so small, it's like a fingernail size. But anyways, I had it on my keys and I keep it in my bag. And I asked the people at the top if I could turn in my bag. And I did. I turned it in. I actually asked. You don't have to turn in your bag or anything. I just was hurt for my GI, and I wanted to put it someplace where somebody wouldn't steal it. So I left it there. Then it was time for me to move on pretty soon, so I grabbed my bag. At that point, as I'm about to go in, an officer asked me for Monster Gas's key to their business because of the knife is on there. I tell him that he can feel free to take the knife off and return it to me. He tells me that he can't do it. It's too hard to take it off. And I tell him, well, I'm in the hospital shaking with a GI infection. I don't think if you can't do it, I'm going to be able to do it. I don't think if a well officer armed with a gun, cuffs, all these tools, and you got all this stuff on you, and you got big muscles, and you're not sick, you're not being hospitalized. If you can't get that fixed right now, then nobody can. So I said, why don't you keep it in the front desk and I'll come grab it on the way out. But I am going to need you to sign some paperwork saying you have the business key with it. That's all. I just need you to put down on paper that you have a company's key and information as well as the alarm information, because it all goes with the keys and information there. It's all on the keys. So you do have control of a business in the area. If you lose this, I will have to call management and they'll want me to make out a police report, and then I'm going to have to give the name of the person I gave the keys to. So I just need to know your name and information so I can give you my keys and this keychain, and then we're good. He refused. He said he doesn't want to give me his name. He said, give him the damn keys. Take my business keys. So at that point, I said, you know what? You can have them. I went back and I was very nice to this asshole person who is acting really erratic. You can tell he just got into because he came in the door, went out back, and then came around. And he was in regular clothes about 15 minutes prior, 20 minutes prior, something like that. So what I did was I kept calm. I gave him the keys anyways, even though if anything goes wrong, now he's not going to take responsibility for his actions because his name wasn't given to me. And when the police get involved, you know they're going to cover up their buddy with a badge. So if I don't get that name, it doesn't matter. But it's not my keys, not my business. And if something goes down, I'll just have to pass it on and let the people I know will not rest until they get justice. My manager and the owner, you do them wrong, they don't care. They throw your ass out. You call them a name, they'll tell you to leave and never come back. They don't play games. They don't play games there. We're in charge. If you do something like insult or use a name to one of my coworkers, you're getting banned in a second. I don't care if Cumberland Farms lets you swear at at the employees. I don't care if you called the lady at Cumberland Farms the C word and got away with it. Here, you're banned and I'm making out a police report. You don't get to do that to the coworkers. You don't get to try to belittle, stress out, and verbally abuse Jess or any other of my female coworkers. No, no, no. And anyway, so as I hand over these keys nicely, because I went back, he still looks very pissed off. He's not acting aggressive, but you can tell by posture in his face he's pissed off that I just didn't give him somebody else's business keys. He just wanted me to give him everything. And if this was like an actual knife, I probably would understand, and I still understand that's the reason. But seeing as that the handle is the size of your thumb, from your half of your thumb, and the blade is the size of your thumbnail, that was ridiculous. Not only that, after I handed it to him, I asked him, so we took a lot of time here with this. I said, my business needs me to ask those questions. I cannot hand over other people's belongings without asking these questions. I go, but I do want to make sure everybody is safe. I want to make sure that I can do anything to help out that I can. So if giving you this helps you out and helps the people in here out in some way, I'm happy to do so, sir. And he gives a little bit, okay, good. But I said, when you came over speaking to me, what made me different than any other person in this room? What made you target me? And what made you think to check my keys? Now, I already knew they went through my bag up at the front. That's what they did. They illegally searched my bag up at the front desk. That's what they did. That's how they knew it was there. But anyways, he said it was because he wanted to protect himself and his coworkers. Okay. I just left it at that. I said, oh, okay. Well, I guess that's good. That's a good thing. You know, we should keep people protected, especially our coworkers. Good job. And I went on my way. I did get his name right after. I said, that guy has my business keys, and my business requires me knowing where they are in case they go missing, so I can fill out an affidavit if possible. And this has happened twice before. So can I just get the gentleman's name of who has the business's keys and information, as well as the alarm information that's on the keys that is not supposed to be removed? You know, and they gave me the first name. That's all I needed. Then I'm like, oh, thank you so much. Have a nice day. Quick, easy, painless. They got my keys. I got the name. I did my job. They did their job. Everybody's happy. But when an officer decides that he just wants to get his way without giving anything back, a lot of stuff happens. Like, I could get in trouble from my company because I handed over the keys without getting a name. But what my company doesn't know is he refused to give me a name, and he stole my keys against my permission. He took them out of my hand without me agreeing. I eventually did agree to let him keep them, even though, like I say, I handed them over. It wasn't actually that simple. I had the keys. I was handing them over. As I was handing them over, I was asking his name. Then he said no and just snatched them out of my hand. So I was already in the process of handing them over and giving them to this officer as he decided to be like this. And I fully explained that I wasn't trying to give him trouble. My management and the owner of my company is just going to need to know that their business, their alarms, their keys, and all that aren't in anybody else's property. I mean, now I have control of 3 keys.